we are still Utah's #1 Christian news channel. Today in Utah it's 44 degrees, and tomorrow it's expected to drop down to 30, and we're expecting a snowstorm coming in at the end of this week. So make sure when you go to church on Sunday, make sure to bring your coats. Well, first up we have our monthly schedule, and it's Missionary of the Month. Hello everyone. Today with us we have a missionary named Sarah Smith. She's just returned from 5 years doing missionary work in Africa. So Sarah, would you like to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I worked in impoverished villages in Africa for 5 years, teaching kids about God and giving them new faith. We built, houses, built schools based on Christian beliefs and teachings, and it was a really great experience.
Now, why do you think it's important that these schools have a Christian basis in them as opposed to just a purely education?
Well, because we are missionaries and we are spreading the word of God, part of what we're doing is trying to put more meaning into their lives. They don't have much to live for, and we're trying to give them something to believe in and something for them to use as...
And do you believe that God provides that?
I believe that if you're truly faithful, and then if you truly believe in this, that yes, God can provide a wider sense of hope.
Okay. Now, once these kids graduate from your school, as during the time you've been there, many have graduated, very successfully we might add, what is their main career path when they return? Do they go into the local industry, or do they become priests, teachers, other missionaries?
Well, we like to believe that because we're teaching them just through their schooling, that no matter what they do, they in a way become missionaries or priests because they're passing on what we've taught them in their years in our schooling systems to their children, to their friends, to their co-workers. So in that way they are missionaries in a sense. However, they do very successfully, and they go into normal work as any other student may go into.
Well, that's really fantastic. Now, obviously when you first convert these children, they don't really have another faith. What are your main difficulties in converting these children to the Christian faith?
What we've found is that they already have a strong alliance with reason and technology and
where
science.
does that come from, though?
Like us, there have been people that have gone through these villages. Scientists, studying the land, studying African culture, and that may not be religiously based. So they teach them, ways of science and evolutionism, which, and it, in a sense, in a way, gives them a different path that makes them believe they don't need this new belief in God to give them a better life. So they're not as willing.
Okay. Well, now from what I understand, since you've been back for about 2 weeks, is that correct? You've worked at some elementary schools and given talks to the children, and this is at just a range of schools, Christian schools, and just non-denominational schools. So when you're looking at sort of our modern youth in today's society, do you think that they're mostly turned towards their background of reason? Is there a mixture of faith and reason?
Yeah, well, I think that there can always be a mixture of faith and reason. It's not... I do it. I believe in evolution. However, I strongly follow God. But the modern society has created a feeling that you don't need this belief in God to live a normal life. You've got answers through science, and I think that's what many kids today are experiencing. But yes, especially in their early years, they are both religiously affiliated and scientifically driven.
Wow, well, I think that's really great. Thank you for coming to speak with us today, Sarah.
Thank you.
Well, that concludes today's segment. On tomorrow morning's segment, we will be exploring the issue of gay marriage. As many of you know, in the book of Leviticus, in verses 18, lines 22 to 3, it says that one should not lie with a male as one lies with a female. It is an abomination. However, in Utah today, we have a very strong gay community. We'll be exploring the issue of whether gay marriage is right or wrong, and we will be open to phone calls for you to voice your own opinions. Well, good morning, Utah, and I'm off to church. I wish you all a pleasant, happy Christian day.